Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I'm like shocked right now because the referees won this game. The referees defeated the Philadelphia Eagles during the Super Bowl. We're wasting our time watching 4 hours of football, amazing football where both teams are going back and forth, tied up at 35 all, and the referees beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. The phone lines are going to be open. Dial in. It's disgusting.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely disgusting performance by the referees who handed the Chiefs a victory. Like the Chiefs earned it. For those watching on Instagram, I'm live on YouTube as well, but I'm gonna look at the chat here as well. But this game was an absolute travesty. We wasted 4 hours of our time watching two teams battle it out, looking absolutely phenomenal, going tit for tat, just looking absolutely like the two teams we thought they were coming into this game. They are who we thought they were. And then the referees come in and completely make a mockery of the Super Bowl. And I'm just like, I'm astonished right now. And I'm watching KC people in my live chat say, Smitty, I'm a KC believer. I'm a KC supporter. I was rooting for the Chiefs, and that was disgusting. This was absolutely pitiful. And the NFL needs to do something about this. The NFL needs to do something about it. They need to figure out how to put some quality control in place. And this is crazy. It's insane. And for all the look, I got a lot of Niner supporters that I appreciate. But for any of you guys that are coming in right now saying that there's a couple comments, buy Niners, see, told you, bro, that game came down to literally one play. If the Eagles had won, I wouldn't be saying, see, the Chiefs fought amazingly. I would say that was a phenomenal victory by the Eagles, but the Chiefs almost did it. But no, you slanted people that have this very, very strange way you're looking at the Eagles right now. Your hatred and hate for the Eagles is so bad. Your hate for Jalen Hurts is so bad. You're literally going to come in here and act like the Eagles dropped the ball. You're going to literally act like Jalen Hurts got figured out when he rushed for 3 touchdowns and scored another at 4 touchdowns. And the referees handed the game to the Chiefs. Now, do I think the Chiefs fought a great game? Absolutely. Did they crawl back into this and do amazing, just grit and look amazing? Absolutely. You won't see me talk negatively about Patrick Mahomes, this warrior, but you'll see me talk about both sides in a very positive fashion. But the end of this game was decided by the referees. The end of the game was decided by the referees. It's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And what's more disgusting is all of the people that put their time into this game, watching this game, 4 hours. I mean, we went live for 8 straight hours. This is hour 9. I started a new YouTube live and a new Instagram live to do a wrap-up show, to have it all self-contained so people could find my wrap-up show versus the entire 8-hour live stream. This is hour 9 that I've been live. Most of my people have been with me the whole time, and we all just wasted 8 hours. I mean, I love spending time with you, but 8 hours because the referees decided what to do. Now, this doesn't mean that the NFL's scripted. What it means is that there's some crap referees out there that ruin games. Maybe this referee is paid. We don't know if he's paid off. He could be. Those things, those possibilities exist. I've never once said that a ref couldn't be bought or a referee can't lose a game. That happens all the time, and this is proof of that. This horrible call by this referee, it should be reprimanded and out of the league because it's a ridiculous call. Doesn't mean the Chiefs wouldn't have still won. Doesn't mean that the Chiefs didn't deserve to be where they were. Doesn't mean the Chiefs don't deserve a pat on the back and an amazing, attaboy. Absolutely. Absolutely, the Chiefs were magnificent in this game. The Eagles were magnificent in this game. Mahomes was magnificent in this game, and Jalen Hurts was an absolute dog. And people are going at his neck already, exposed. Oh, did you see how bad his throw was at the end? You guys can't leave it alone. You Jalen Hurts haters can't leave it alone. The guy was magnificent today, overcoming the fumble and the situation. It's sickening to watch a referee blow a call and not let both teams fight it out. For the people that are in here trying to suggest that I wanted the Eagles to win no matter what, that I wasn't going to look at it objectively, I'm not even saying the Eagles should have won this, that, bit. I'm saying let the two teams fight it out and let the real winner win. If it's the Chiefs, so be it. I'll pat them on the back. But this is an absolute travesty. Absolute travesty to not allow the Chiefs to win legitimately, because guess what? There's going to be so many people that are going to say, Chiefs didn't win that game. Chiefs, not that it matters, but wouldn't your team, like when that Devontae Smith call was overturned, I wanted it overturned. Why? Because I didn't want to win that way. I didn't want the Eagles or Jalen Hurts to win that way. And to have this all turned around, I wouldn't want to win that way. I wouldn't want to win that way. I wouldn't be excited about it. I'd be pissed that you're going to hear nothing but negativity around why the game was won. Let the two teams fight it out. That was garbage. That was garbage. That was a horrible call. And C-Mac, no offense, bro, but like you can't come in saying anything negative about Jalen Hurts. He was an absolute monster, bro. He scored 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. He fumbled the ball. Big deal. Mahomes injured his ankle and was hampered, and he still fought it out. Hurts dropped the ball. He still fought it out. There's no negativity on Jalen Hurts that can be taken seriously right now. And I'm not mad at you, C-Mac, but give me a break. Give me a break. Smitty, you're crying on all. How about this, Leo? How about you leave the live stream? How about, let's see. How about this? How about we remove you from the live? There, congratulations. Now you don't have to worry about it. Now it's okay. Now you don't have to sit through this horrible live stream that you don't want to be a part of. There you go. See you later. See you later. This is crazy. This is crazy. And the amount of hate coming from the Niner community, you guys got to chill. This Eagle team fought hard. And you're just sitting there saying, exposed, Jalen Hurts is exposed. It's making you look bad. That's making you look bad when you actually come out here and start talking about Jalen Hurts in a negative way when Jalen Hurts just scored 4 touchdowns. It's making you look bad. Look at Mag. Jonah's apologizing for the entire Niner fan base right now because they're so mad at Jalen Hurts. It's insane. It's insane. Oh my God. What a disgrace. What a disgrace. The NFL is going to hear it in the morning. There's people that have money on the games and they got referees calling the games. You know, with not saying it's necessarily fixed, but absolutely deciding the outcome on a trash call. Where's the support? Where's the NFL oversight? Where's the quality control and quality assurance at the end of a Super Bowl game? At the end of a Super Bowl game, why can't you instill a 5-minute, 8-minute rule at the end of a game where you literally look at every play and you make sure that every single call in the final 5 minutes of a Super Bowl game is looked at and reviewed? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, I get why. And C-Mac, you can come in. I'm okay. I'm not mad at you. I don't mind inviting. I'm going to invite you and Raj in here if you guys want to jump in here. But this is just madness. This is just absolute straight madness. Is Raj even available? Or is he driving? Like, what's he doing? Because normally he goes live immediately. This is crazy. Jalen Hurts was awesome. Start respecting Jalen Hurts. Start respecting Jalen Hurts because he's here to stay. Stop making excuses for what? For what? What am I making an excuse for? I want the Chiefs to win in a way that they don't have to win off a bad holding call. I want the Eagles to win where they don't have to win off of a non-Devontae Smith catch. I objectively look at it. You clearly aren't. I objectively said overturn that Devontae call because I don't want them to win with any sort of question mark. So yeah, it's crazy. Hurts got exposed. these jokers, man. It's absolutely crazy. It's such a insane approach and perspective to even think that Jalen Hurts. There's nonstop Jalen Hurts hate all through the IG live. Jalen Hurts exposed. Hurts outplayed Mahomes but both were excellent. That's the right objective. That's the right perspective. Storm has the right perspective. Let me pin his comment because he knows what he's talking about. Both of them played amazingly. Phone lines are open. Dial in. And look at this. Okay, here. No offense. Look. You guys know I love you. My Niner people. I know there's a lot of people in the Niner community in my live chat. You need to know the layout of the land over here. I'm going to drag this guy's comment on here. This is a Niner fan, and he's making the Niner fan base look bad. Niner Chief says, "Cry, Eagles, cry." Look, Niner Chief and all of the negative Niner people in the community that's in here, everybody that's in here that's suggesting that Jalen Hurts is exposed or bad, you're making your own community look bad. You can't let go that you're not in the game. Niner Chief, you're not even in the Super Bowl game, bro. You didn't make it in, and all you can do is gripe and moan and complain about Jalen Hurts. And now you think all the people that are upset because of the end of the game, not because the Chiefs won, Niner Chief. I'm not mad because the Chiefs won. I'm mad because the Eagles didn't get a shot, just like you feel that the Niners didn't have a shot. When you didn't have a quarterback, it's the same feeling, bro. You got to understand the feeling. People aren't mad that the Chiefs won. They're mad that the refs handed the Chiefs the win. You didn't even, if you're not even a Chiefs fan. You're voting for the Chiefs because you're so sour and mad that your Niners didn't make it. And that's just facts. That's just facts from this guy, Niner Chief. All he wants is the Niners to lose, or to the Chiefs to lose, or to win, and the Eagles to lose because the Niners didn't make it. That's your whole objective. You watched the whole game, Niner Chief, rooting against a team because your own team didn't make it. Ben, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Maybe. How's it going, my man?
I'm good, bro. I'm just upset at the NFL. There's no recourse. There's no quality assurance or no way to ensure that these games are looked at the end so that people don't waste their money. Oh, the people that paid money. Imagine spending $4 or $5 grand on a ticket and going and watch a referee hand the win over to another team. I don't care if the Chiefs won. I would be the first person. This is what makes me so ramped up. I'd be the first person to be like, congrats to the Chiefs. Good job. To the moon.
To the moon.
Patrick Mahomes, give him a standing O. Give him a standing O. I still want to give Patrick Mahomes a standing O. Patrick Mahomes was insane. He was awesome. The Chiefs were remarkable. Kadarius Toney did amazing things. Travis Kelce was the man. I love football. I love good football. My gripe and complaint isn't coming from that the Eagles lost. Anybody that doesn't know me might think, oh, this guy just wants the Eagles to win. I don't. It's nothing to do with that. I want good football. I want fair football. And the refs blew this game. Where was the oversight? Why wasn't that looked at? Why did one person get to make that call? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Because they were doing a good job officiating. It was a great officiating job before that.
It's absolutely ridiculous, bro. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. What else you got? David, you're live, but David, hang tight. Let's let Ben ask his question. Ben, go ahead.
Not too much. I hit a pick'em, hit my first pick'em. I made 8 flips, and
nice.
I shouldn't have made those last 7 because I hit that first one. But the last sweat was Jerick McKinnon. I had over 48.5 total yards. He had 40, and then he got that 9-yard run. So we finished with 9. Oh, he finished with 49, and I needed 49.
Yeah, nice job, man. Hang tight real quick. Roger, because your phone's a little bit hard to hear, ask your question and then hop off and I'll answer it. What can I do for you real quick? 20 seconds.
I'm just done with the NFL with the refs.
I can't hear a word you're saying, bro, but it sounded like these refs stink. That's probably what I heard. Is that right? Did I translate that okay?
I'm just saying the refs kill me.
Yeah, they did kill it, bro. It's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. What a game, though. Like, from an unbiased perspective, what a game until the very end. And again, I would have been standing ovation. Absolutely unbelievable Chief performance had they won that game, and they still could have. They could have kicked the field goal. Defense could have held the Eagles, and then we would have applauded the win. And I wouldn't have been. I'm not even an Eagle fan. I'm not even an Eagle fan. I wanted the Eagles to win because I'm a big Jalen Hurts believer. He's been on the bold predictions all year long. This is a big game for us. Everybody hating on Jalen's been fun to watch because they don't know what they're talking about. People prove their lack of intelligence when they go at Jalen Hurts for not being an amazing elite quarterback, top 4 quarterback in the NFL, and they show their true colors of football knowledge when they say negative things about this absolute monster that is going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next 10 years. This guy Jalen Hurts is an absolute gem in the NFL, just a complete monster. And you know, you want to talk trash about him and say he got exposed in this game, you're exposing your own lack of football knowledge. You're exposing how little you know about football if the words out of your mouth are Jalen Hurts is exposed. You don't know football. You're plain and simple. Smitty disapproved at that point. If you want to say that you thought that was really holding, blah, 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 that's fine. Like, that's an argument. I respect your take. I think it was a garbage call. I think I would rather, as a Chiefs fan, wanted to see them win, just like I wanted that Devontae Smith call overturned.
What's funny is with Cincinnati, they said, oh, we don't want to end the call with the ref call. But then they turn around and they do the Philadelphia call.
Yeah, I didn't want Devontae Smith to catch that to be a catch, because then you wouldn't have had a legit win. I didn't want it. And look what happened now. At the end of the game, here you go, Kansas City. Here you go. It was a garbage call. Everybody knows it. Anybody that's saying that was holding is a Niner fan because they're so mad at the Eagles, which I understand. I understand my Niner community, and I appreciate and love my Niner community. But they're so hell-bent against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles for not winning that game and not having a fair shot, which the Niner fans and the Niners themselves did not have a fair shake. It's the way life is. It's no one's fault other than bad luck with the quarterback situation, or if you want to blame Shanahan a little bit like I do, then you can. But when it comes down to whether you are literally rooting against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles for just biased reasons, which you can admit, that's fine. Some people come in and say, you're right, Smitty, I'm a little salty, and that's why I'm rooting against them, but I at least admit it. I respect that take. But you come in and say Jalen Hurts is exposed, you are exposing yourself as someone that doesn't know football. Plain and simple.
Yeah, Smitty, I just want to say that it's biased as hell. It makes the NFL bad. It's biased.
All right, bro. Roger, I can barely hear you, but I appreciate you calling in, pal.
Sorry, buddy.
No. You can listen back. You had a good commentary, good content. I'm just going to jump to the next guy. Appreciate you, man. David, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. We're going round robin fast, okay? We're not sitting on anybody too long. David, you got 20 seconds.
Thanks, man. Here's my thing, man. I'm like you. I don't have any skin in the game. But just as a fan of football, forget fantasy football, but just as a fan in general, how am I supposed to get excited about next year and my team in general, and just not knowing what to expect with officiating here on out? I mean, this is literally the first time in 39 years where I'm like, I don't know if I'm super excited about football season next year, because it's like the officials are just ruining everything, and it's always coming at the inopportune time.
Hang tight. I got three $20 haulers that I wanted to shout out real quick. Nate, and I appreciate you dropping the two $20 haulers back to back. Nate, you're always gonna get a standing O for me, even if you have a disagreement or whatever. So Nate, with the two $20 haulers back to back. Nate says, "Cry Eagles, cry." Nate also says, "You would never have the same take if it was Burrow and the Bengals." Yes, I would, because I would say to you at the end of the game, look. You know, they won the game. Like, I probably would still be excited for Joe Burrow. I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't. Just like I would be excited if I was a Patrick Mahomes believer. But I was honest, Nate, when I said I didn't want Devontae Smith to catch that pass. I didn't want them to rule it a catch because I didn't want it to be that way. So I disagree with you on how you think I would take it. Would I still be supportive? Would I want to take away Joe Burrow's Super Bowl if this had happened to Joe Burrow? No, I don't want to take away Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl, but I certainly wouldn't feel good about the win. Not the way that I would have if there was no controversy involved. So I hear what you're saying, but it's not the case. Another $20 hauler from Mason. Mason, appreciate you dropping a 20 wad right on the screen, pal. Mason says, here's for everything, Smitty. Appreciate you, Mason. Thank you for dropping that $20 hauler. We got Michael Payne with a $10 hauler. Michael Payne says, as a Niner fan, I can root for the Eagles, but still admit that both teams are very good. Both quarterbacks are fantastic. We're not all sore losers. I have no problem drafting either quarterback. Appreciate you, Michael, for the double super chats and that $10 hauler. Ron Navy says, I'm out of here until Mason is gone. I guess Mason's pissing off Ron Navy. Thank you, Ron Navy. Appreciate you. Don't leave, though. Let's see here. What do I got on Instagram? Both teams. Israel's got Christian McCaffrey's take. Smitty, no matter the fact, there's going to argue with you, man. I know everyone wants to argue with me. It's cool. Big games come down to 1 to 2 plays. That's true. And referees can screw it up. Eagles defense said, where is it? It's going, bro, just taking his views. I understand that. Hurts did outplay Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes is too good. Look, all those things, like, no one's going to hear me say negative things about Mahomes. No one's going to hear me say negative things about Andy Reid. The entire game, if you watch my YouTube live stream, what did I say the entire time? Andy Reid's amazing. Andy Reid's scheme's amazing. His mind's amazing. This is the most magnificent coach in the NFL, Andy Reid. He really is. He really is. He's a marvel. He's a marvel. Patrick Mahomes is a marvel. Patrick Mahomes was injured. If Patrick Mahomes, you know how he sticks his tongue out when he's playing? He's got to stop that. Jordan would stick his tongue out. That was basketball. In football, he's got his tongue sticking out of his mouth. Someone's going to hit him in the chin. It's going to fall off. But you know what Patrick Mahomes would do? If his tongue fell off and bounced on the field, he'd come back out in the second half without a tongue in play. That's how great this guy is. I love Patrick Mahomes. The Kadarius Toney was great. Kelsey's always amazing. It doesn't take away from my respect that they won this game this way. And I'm not speaking negatively at all on any of those players. I'm just coming down hard on the people that are haters to be haters about the Eagles or Hurts or bitter or salty because their team didn't make it into the Super Bowl. And so they're just making up stuff in their mind and just whatever way the wind's blowing in their direction to their advantage, they're going to jump into that topic and go with the momentum of that. And it's crap. And the referees, if I was a Chiefs fan, or let's say on the flip side, the Eagles won it this way, I wouldn't feel good about it. I'd celebrate it. I'd be happy for the Eagles. We'd all just be cheering at the end of the day, just like if the Chiefs fans should be. They shouldn't be not celebrating it. I'm not saying a Chiefs fan should disown the win. I'm saying if I was an Eagles fan, and I'm not, I'm a Jalen Hurts supporter, and I created the wagon that everybody's on right now with Jalen Hurts, the one that a lot of people hate and like to throw hate at. But it's honestly this simple to me. If I was an Eagle fan and we won that way, I would be very, very disappointed that there was controversy involved because I wouldn't want to win that way. I'd want to win in a way that wouldn't have had a controversial ending that makes it feel like they didn't earn it. I think everybody feels that way. It's similar to like if you were to cheat and win something, would you really feel good about winning? I'm not saying they cheated, but they certainly are going to have a little bit of that feel of, that sucked to win that. I'd rather win another way. I didn't want Devontae Smith's catch to count because I didn't want that to be a talking point at all. And Dan's dropping a super chat, $10 hauler. Great season, Smitty. I'll be here in the offseason. The offseason starts this very moment, bro. So be here tomorrow, Dan. It all starts tomorrow. I'll be here in the offseason. I'm going to pretend the call didn't happen and be glad to have seen such a game. It was a good game up until that moment. It's just absolutely ludicrous for it to end that way. I'm just disappointed. You don't make that call in that moment in the Super Bowl. Agreed, Trone Force. And I would say that from both perspectives. It was a crap call. It was an absolute crap call. Okay, let's hit David. David, what can I do for you? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
No, yes, Smitty. I was just like I was saying earlier, man.
Sorry.
As a fan of football, not even just fantasy football, but just as a fan of the game, I'm having a hard time trying to get super excited about next season because it's like the officiating is getting so bad, and one week it's a holding, next week it's not, and it's coming at the most inopportune times. And it's like, as a fan, how do I get super excited about my team next year, not knowing, man, are the refs going to, count it this week, or are they going to screw us up? I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. In 39 years, I've never been less excited about
it's
the
such
next start of season because of referees.
It's such a letdown. I think this comment right here by Mike, I haven't read the whole thing yet, so I'm not sure if the whole thing I'm going to agree with, but it's not who won, it's how they won. And I think that's what people need to understand, what our points are. And what my point is specifically, I would celebrate whoever won. And I always do that. You guys know me. I like football. I don't have ties to any team in the way that a normal person does, because I started analyzing football and looking at football before, from the start, from a fantasy football perspective, from day one when I started getting into football. So while I'm a Cardinal fan, while I have ties to teams, I do have some loyalties to teams, I can certainly separate myself and wear a non-biased hat. Even though I'm rooting for our fantasy projected player and prediction in Jalen Hurts, who became a monster, who's an absolute magician on the field, scored 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown, overcame a very costly fumble. That it happens, and the guy is composure and poise, and his team believes in him, and he marched down the field and did it again and just looked phenomenal. And while I root for that, I can easily, in a blink of an eye, the Super Bowl's over, the Chiefs won, it was a hard-fought game, I would come, if you know me, you know this to be true, I would come on here with a smile. I wouldn't be mad or upset because I'm not an Eagle fan. I would come on here and say to everybody, what a game, amazing game. I'm still proud of Jalen Hurts, still proud of very proud of Patrick Mahomes. I don't have a stance. This is me being honest about how upsetting it is to watch people pay $4,000 to $5,000 to go to a Super Bowl and sit there for 3.5 hours of an amazing game, just an absolute gem of a game, and to see a referee, whether he was paid, whether he's just an idiot, make a horrible call that no one is going to make in the regular season, make a horrible call that literally decides the game. And so that pisses me off in an extreme way, because this isn't about who won. It's about how the game finished to people that enjoy a good football game. I'm not here for the Eagles to win. I was rooting for them, but I don't care. I don't care. I care about the integrity of the NFL, and I don't think it's scripted. I'm not one of these people that thinks it's scripted at all. It's not. It's bad referees, and it's potentially it could be a compromised referee or a bad referee. Those are the problems. When we encounter them, those are the problems. And there should be oversight. This is why the challenge, the ability to challenge a play came into fruition, because there was they wanted oversight on this. They wanted ability to fact check and make some quality assurance built around plays like this that could alter a game. The last quarter or the last half of the fourth quarter should be under review and constant scrutiny from a higher level, and should be whistle blown and be told from above that we reviewed this and this isn't going to work. You know why? And I know that sounds like some people are going to say, just let it play. That's not how it used to be. Well, guess what? There's so much more involved in the game than there used to be. There's fantasy gaming. There's all kinds of stuff that's now tied to this that puts a lot more importance on things being right and not having something get missed. And you're like, well, it happens to everybody. It shouldn't happen. Not something as blatant as this. They should have looked at it. You should have a process in place to be like, no, I'm sorry, we can't let that stand and let the Super Bowl be decided. Because like you said, David, that it's an awful experience for somebody. And for somebody that's on the fence about the NFL anyway, it's going to turn them off to want to watch it. So if they don't learn how to fix it, it's going to continue to be a problem. You what?
The sad part is, instead of actually talking about the Super Bowl, instead of talking about the plays, this game, that happened, we're talking about the referees. And it seems like this has been an ongoing thing, especially during the playoffs. But real quick, another thing that I'm super disappointed in, man, that field was horrible. And for a Super Bowl to be played on that field, guys slipping off, I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, look, the Cardinals, that field is actually rolled out, and it's on, it's grass, but it's on a rolling, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know you know better than anybody.
The Cardinals, the Cardinals have some work to do. Did I put an extra U in this? Whoops. There you go. The Cardinals have some work to do on that field, and that's going to be a talking point for a lot of people. But it's crazy.
It's sad, man. That was a great game, and for it to just come down to that, and like I said, my whole thing moving towards next year, just forget about fantasy football, but as a football fan in general, I can't get super excited about my team or games next year because I don't know if the referee's going to throw a flag with 2 seconds left for a holding call that wasn't a holding call in the second quarter, but now it is. And, I mean, it's just like, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah. David, thank you for the $5 hauler. David says, not a fan. This is a different David. Not a fan if roles are reversed. No way Philly. If roles are reversed, no way Philly gets that holding call. NFL can't have Mahomes 1 and 2 in the big game. It's tough to say. Look, I'm not saying that, again, I don't think the NFL's scripted. Is there maybe some corruption at a high level where a referee's told to do something like that? That's possible, but that's not the NFL being scripted. Like, we have a script and they follow it and all that. I'm merely saying that there's compromise. Someone could be compromised at any moment. I'm not saying this ref was. I'm not making accusations, but he either doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing, or there's something else going on. And I'm not saying that he didn't get a directive from somebody. I'm not saying those things aren't possible because there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. I'm not one that really believes that that's actually the case. I think this guy's just a bad referee, and he made a stupid call, and he shouldn't be in the big game. That's what I think. It's a bad call. Doesn't seem like collusion. I don't think the NFL's trying to shape the situation. Jalen Hurts winning would have been a remarkable story. So I don't know that they would have sold more jerseys or made more money off of a Chiefs win over an Eagles win. The Eagles are a phenomenal team to root for. They're underdog. They love a good underdog story. Either team winning was amazing for the NFL. I don't think there was a bad script here. The bad look for the NFL was the fact that this is how it ended. And Roger Goodell's got something he needs to take a look under the hood and figure out how to fix this.
Well, that's another thing I was going to say. Roger Goodell sitting there saying, man, the officiating is doing great. Like, I don't have a problem with it. Now, you got the commissioner of the football league saying, man, they're doing a great job. I mean, as fans, how am I supposed to feel about that? Because I doubt he does anything about it.
Yeah, and Mighty Buffoon says, how can somebody be crying if they aren't even an Eagles fan? So stupid to say Smitty's crying when he sees the weakness in the game. Yeah, I'm not to the layman in here that's coming in here and not knowing what they're talking about, and they're just running their mouth and they think I'm a hater. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. Look, if Mahomes would have won that game without that ending, I would have been the first person to be going, Smitty, amazing performance. You are the man. Unbelievable. Mahomes to the moon. Right now, I'd be the first person. You guys know me. I'm not tied to teams at all. I'm tied to amazing football. But I'm here to call BS when I see it. And that was a BS. Yeah. I spent maybe I'm a little more heated than normal because we've been sitting here on an 8-hour straight live stream. We've restarted it right before the show ended. We've been live for 33 minutes on the new stream. We were live for 8+ hours heading into that moment. And to be sitting there enjoying it the way we were together. Absolute amazing game. And to have it ripped out from under us and watch this garbage ending where we didn't even get to see the Eagles try. And if the Chiefs would have won, it would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. I would have been the first person to say absolutely amazing victory by the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. That's what it is. Yeah. And all the Eagles cry Eagles, Eagles, all the people that run their mouth about how they hate the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, you are clearly showing your true colors that you have no desire for either team to win. You're just hating on the team that beat you. And I understand it. I'm not necessarily mad at it. But what I think is a joke is when someone talks trash about Jalen Hurts and says Jalen Hurts was exposed. It was 35-35, and a BS ref call allowed the Chiefs to score one more time. Get out of here with your Jalen Hurts has been exposed stuff. Like, you could take it out that direction because it's cap.
That is cap.
Let's go to Ben real quick, and then we might have another person on hold, or they may have hung up. I think I left them too. No, hold on. Let's go to James. Have you talked yet? James?
Yes, sir. I have not talked yet.
Okay, James, go ahead, and then Terry after you. James, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I think it was an amazing game. That call was a little controversial. I was rooting for the Chiefs, so I was happy about the outcome, but I also don't agree with that call. Whether or not I was rooting for the Chiefs, I don't agree with that call. I think it was a little controversial, but I have a Dynasty question for you. Season's over.
Okay.
Trying to go forward. I'm starting my first Dynasty league. Any tips for somebody that's literally starting their first Dynasty league? Starting from scratch.
Yes. Focus on wide receivers in round 1. Focus on quarterbacks in round 2. Because if you're starting a Dynasty league, you want a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. You want a quarterback like Mahomes, Burrow, or Josh Allen. You want to get one of those 4 big gun quarterbacks in round 2. When everybody's saying, it's too early for a quarterback, you scoop one up that lasts 10 to 12 years. They're the focal point of your team. They're scoring massive amounts of points. And anybody that played fantasy football last year, even from a redraft level, they know that you slept like a baby at night, bro, when you had a quarterback like that in your lineup and you never had to worry about your quarterback position. It was just an automatic 20 to 30 points you were getting from one of those ballers. So you absolutely want to focus on one of those quarterbacks. I would say Burrow and Mahomes are number 1 and number 2 because they run a little less than Hurts, and Josh Allen more susceptible to injury, especially season-long injuries. But Burrow, Mahomes, even though Mahomes was hampered with his ankle, those two will be safer from a dynasty perspective. In round 1, you try your best to walk away with an elite wide receiver. Even like a Cooper Kupp, like at the 12-13 turn, let's say. People are going to shy away from Cooper Kupp thinking he's too old, but he's at least got 2 years left of playing top 5 wide receiver football. And so anybody that runs from Cooper Kupp and is scared of that in conjunction with a Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Burrow or Hurts or whatever, that's a great start. But just don't draft Cooper Kupp in the top 3 overall or anything. But when you start getting down to the tail end of the first round and people are running from Cooper Kupp because they're wanting a 23 to 24-year-old built team, let me tell you something, bro. You're starting a dynasty league are these random people? Do you know them well? Do you kind of know them?
They've been in my league for about 5 years when we just decided to convert it to a dynasty league.
Well, let me tell you, dynasty leagues crumble more often than not. I would say about 40 to 50% of everybody that I talk to on my Smitty text line, and I get during the season up to 70 to 150 messages a day. I talk to people constantly. I can tell you that the massive amount of people that I have on my text line, I'd say 40%. We'll keep it low. 40% of all those people, their leagues ended in 5 years because people make their teams into trash. A lot of people don't know how to play dynasty. They trade all their picks away and then they quit the league and they leave the league, and then people can't be replaced very easily when their team's garbage. And when you have a garbage team, whether it's self-made garbage or not, or you had some kind of disaster that you couldn't prevent, those people that have those situations, those people don't want to fork in $100 every single season to a losing team. Imagine you're in a dynasty league that you feel trapped in forever, and it's your own fault. You created a bad team, it's garbage, and you're asked to give $100 every year. Eventually, as a human being, you're going to be like, I'm a little busy, I can't do the league or whatever. People are going to jump from those leagues all the time. And so play for 2 to 3 years. Don't play for 5 to 6 to 7 years. It doesn't make sense to play for that long out. So that would be my 2 pieces of advice for you. Okay, let's get back to the game, bro, because we're doing a game recap, though, but I appreciate your question.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Terry Roberts.
I appreciate your
help. Terry Roberts, you're live. Let's keep it about 20 seconds. I need to rotate through people. Let's keep it about this game.
Hey, Smitty. First of all, I've been really, really sick, so my voice is a little bit shot, but I just got to say, I totally agree with you about the last call. Something needs to be done where, I agree with you. They need to go like the last 5 minutes of every game needs to be, reviews and stuff, so this never happens again, because it's going to hurt the game if they don't do something very, very soon.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to figure out some. I mean, they created the challenge situation for a reason, and so they got to figure out a way to try and bring up another way of quality control.
I think it was an amazing game.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live on the hang tight right there, Terry. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who's this?
My name is Jameis Welbon.
Jameis, what can I do for you?
Well, I mean, I'd like to comment about like I feel that the NFL is telling the refs to make these bad.
Okay, let's see here. NFL wants to expand globally. Good luck, says Wild. Ben, you got anything else you want to add before you jump?
I was wondering if we're doing best ball drafts in a little bit.
Probably not tonight, but we did some during the 24 or the 8-hour live stream. But we're definitely going to do some more best ball drafts. All right. Appreciate you, Ben. Terry, any final words before I let you jump?
Yeah, man, it was a great game, and you spent all day with us. And I got to say, it's a shame that the last, that call made the game. And
it is what it is.
Both teams, played their heart out. And and the fact that people come and now, arguing and stuff, I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, win it out right. Yeah. They need to fix that. That's not right.
All right. Appreciate you, Terry. Thank you for calling in, pal.
All right.
Later. Okay. Let's see here. Famous Jameis. Yeah. They want Mahomes as the new Brady now. Well, I mean, he already is, bro. And there's no doubt about that they want to potentially, make this guy an absolute, next Tom Brady, and they want him to be that. But they're not shaping. I don't think Roger Goodell is calling up a referee or talking to him beforehand and saying, if we get in this exact situation, I want you to do this or that. It's so hard to control those things. What it is it's a bad referee. It's a bad referee. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, am I live here?
You're live. What's up?
Okay. Well, the one thing I want to say is we're all alluding to the last call, which was you don't make that call on the last play of the game, especially in the Super Bowl. Wide receivers always, playing with their hands. They're always touching each other. But the real thing that got me was coming out in the second half with the defense looked like they were playing touch football. That first drive that Kansas City came out, they just marched right down the field. They didn't even blitz them on a bad leg. I just didn't understand that whole scenario there. But as far as the call, like I said, we all agree that was you don't make that call on the last play of the game. He didn't pull him back. He didn't slow him down. And but I just didn't understand the defense coming out of the half. It was weird to me. But thank you, brother.
Yeah, hey, appreciate it. What was your name?
Mark.
Mark, I got you in the system. Call back anytime, pal. Appreciate you. I agree. It was a weird. Yeah, thank you. I agree. It was a weird end of the game. It felt weird. It felt like the Chiefs had the momentum. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here telling you the Chiefs could have very well won that game, and if they had won it that way, where it wasn't handed to them, I would have been hats off. I would have been standing ovation. I would have been absolutely amazing feat. Absolutely amazing feat. It would have been an amazing game. I would have absolutely been thrilled about it. I think we've got another super chat here. Nate, are you still here? I think Nate dropped another super chat and I didn't see it until right now. I'm sorry, Nate. Nate says multiple. Nate, you still here, pal? Where's Nate at? Nate says, let's see here. Let me make sure I got Nate still here. Nate, let me know if you're still here, buddy.
Building.
Okay. Nate says multiple calls that didn't make sense benefited the Eagles, but you want to die on the cross over one call. Smitty, stop. Nate, I got to give Nate a lot of respect. the fact that Nate literally super chats me $20 to argue his point, my hat goes off to Nate. I mean that's a pretty impressive stance this guy has. You know, he's willing to super chat $20 just to tell me something. I like your style, Nate. I'm not gonna lie. I get what you're saying, and that's the thing, Nate. Is you seem to think I'm not on your side. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of when the game's on the line, and I'm not saying. Keep in mind, Nate, what I said about the Devontae Smith no catch. I didn't want it to be ruled a catch. I wanted them to overturn it once we saw the ball bobbling. Nate, I wanted them to overturn it. So I don't think you could say that I need to stop and that I'm trying to like argue and play both sides of this. I'm not. And if you point out a call where the Eagles may have had some situation you thought was shoddy, I would say go ahead and reverse that as well. But I don't have control over that. What I do know, Nate, is at the end of the day, when everything's down to one thing, it's different than saying, oh, in the second quarter there's a holding call. Like that didn't even amount to anything. Maybe they still got the first down. Maybe it didn't even matter. I don't even know what situation you're talking about. But you can't tell me that this wasn't a crazy you can't tell me this wasn't a crazy ending that felt good if you're a Chief player or fan. Of course you feel good. You won a Super Bowl. Ultimately, you're probably going to just in one ear and out the other ear. At the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. These Chief players probably don't care. But as a fan, as a person that puts money on the games, as a person that wants to feel confident that the refs are going to get it right, this is kind of disheartening. And I think that's what people are saying right now. That's all I think people are saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't disagree with you that there are bad calls on both sides. But Nate, I would be here telling you if Jalen Hurts won this way, I wish it didn't end this way. I'm still happy for him. Congrats, Jalen Hurts, to the moon. We love him. Of course I'd say those things as I'm saying them about Mahomes. Mahomes, congratulations. Absolute dog. Absolute amazing win. Kelsey to the moon.
Just been Smitty.
We love Kelsey, but I certainly would say I didn't want to win that way because now we're going to hear nothing but Jalen Hurts hate, which is why I wanted the Devontae Smith no catch reversed, and it was reversed, and I felt good about it. I didn't want to hear it. I wanted it to be done the legit, fair and square, no questions about it way, and the Chiefs still could have won the game. Let's be real. The Chiefs still could have won the game. Nate, appreciate your super chat. Let's see. Travis Rowe with a super says the NFL isn't scripted, but in my opinion, they definitely encourage refs to massage certain narratives into. Maybe they do. I'm not saying that that's not possible. I'm not saying, but I don't think there's any sort of scripting going on. But that's my opinion. I mean, if you believe Roger Goodell literally has, a earpiece in and he's like, make sure you do this or that, I think that would get out. I think a ref wouldn't get paid enough. He'd get fired eventually. He'd spill the beans. We'd hear about it. Like, I don't think they could keep something like that under wraps. So I disagree, but I respect the take, but I don't agree that there's something bigger going on like that. This one's from David. David's a $5 super chat. Not a fan of the... Okay, I already read that one. Appreciate you, David, for your super chat, my guy. Thank you. Ben says, thanks, Smitty. Rocket emojis. Ben, I'm sorry I didn't see this till right now. Appreciate your super chat. Dan, appreciate Dan's $10 hauler. Payne's $10 hauler earlier. Appreciate Travis Rose $5 and then Nate's $20 hauler. Nate's always dropping these $20 wads to yell at me. I love it. I love Nate. You could always drop a $20 hauler and scream at me anytime you want. My door's open for you, Nate. I'm always here to listen to you. Super chat a $20 hauler. Just drop it anytime you want. You can call a hold on 100% of plays. There's a time and a place, and you don't make that ticky-tack call, period, especially with the Super Bowl on the line. And I think everybody agrees with that in some capacity. I know some people are going to be upset about it because they're Chiefs fans and they don't want to hear about how their victory's not legitimately certified and doesn't have an asterisk next to it for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people are going to feel that way for a long time. I think there's going to be a betting world that's absolutely up in arms right now. There's going to be a massive amount of people that are just absolutely upset and sick to their stomachs that this went this way and they didn't even have a shot. And you can complain all you want. You can call Jalen Hurts out. You can say he's exposed. You can say the Eagles are exposed. You can blame it on the fumble. It just doesn't make sense. Your argument doesn't hold water. If you are negative about Jalen Hurts at all, your argument doesn't hold water. If you're negative about either side, the Chiefs, I have nothing bad to say about Patrick Mahomes. He was phenomenal, but I can at least be objective about it. Thank you, Terry, for dropping the $2 holler. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Terry's on patrol. The win is legit. Enough is enough, says Chris. Chris, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. No one's forcing you to watch the show. Enough is enough when I say it's enough. Otherwise, you can just, you don't have to be here. I appreciate you being here, and I'm glad you've been here. But, what do you want me to do? Stop talking about the Super Bowl, bro? Just, because you said so? I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. Nate dropping another $20 holler to argue with me, I'm sure. I love it, Nate. In my defense, these $20 haulers have a literal 100% hit rate. Love you, Smitty. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate you. Nate, keep being 100%, bro. We love you here. Drop another 10 predictions real quick. if you want. Let's go another super chat, says Electro. Appreciate you, Electro. You're the man. Keep super chatting. Nate, says Electro. Cole, literally, LOL. They choked harder in the Super Bowl than the Falcons. Who are we talking about? Ada? Who choked? Are you talking about the Eagles? The Eagles didn't choke. It's 35-35. Maybe you're talking about something else. You're talking about the refs, maybe. Or maybe you're talking about something else. I don't think you're talking about the Eagles. Eagles couldn't choke in a 35-35 Super Bowl, Ada. I hope you're not talking about them. You get a pass, though, because you're my boy, Blue. Philly lost a World Series and a Super Bowl 4 months apart from each other, says Manny. Oh, God. What a day. What a day. I had a blast. I wouldn't take it back for anything. Nate, appreciate you, Nate. Niner Rick says, take a lap. I'm not sure who you're telling to take a lap. The ref Smitty says, Ada, okay. I figured you were on, I thought you were on the right side of this argument earlier. And so, at least in my perspective, the right side. So, let's see here. Oh my God, let it go. The game's been over for a while. Chris, this is the reaction show, Chris. I don't know if you understand, but this show is to talk about the game. And we're literally 51 minutes out of the game. And of course, we're going to continue to talk about it. It's not a 50-minute conversation, Chris. This is over an hour conversation. And the show's not stopping anytime soon, okay? Well, maybe a little bit. Depends on when Miss Smitty tells me to stop yelling and screaming because she wants to go to bed or something. So, I might have to calm down, at least tone down my voice. I'm sorry, Miss Smitty. Okay. So, another super chat from Will. Will dropped a $5 holler. Bradbury just admitted to holding. Not a bad call, says Wilk. Nigel says, let's start the GoFundMe for Electro Wizards so he can afford a membership, says Nigel. Football is over. Now what? The football just began, Electro. The offseason began like literally right now. We got Lamar Jackson news. Lamar Jackson potentially could get franchise tagged because the Ravens and Lamar are over $100 million in guaranteed money apart. We've got the big board here, the Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers board. Where are these quarterbacks going in 2023? Who's landing where? Who's going to be a Raider? Who's going to be a Dolphin? Who's going to be a Buck? Derek Carr, this news broke earlier. I don't know if anybody saw this news, but this broke earlier. This is Derek Carr news. Derek Carr, where is that? Where is that piece of news? Where are you? Where are you when I need you? Where are you, tweet, when I need you? I had that tweet. Oh, you know what? I have it over here. Let me pull it onto the screen here. So this is Derek Carr news. Yeah, right here. So Derek Carr announced that he would not accept a trade to the Saints. He has full rights to shoot down any trade. He has a veto or a trade clause. So he says he will not accept a trade. That means that the Saints probably were lowballing him in terms of a contract amount. And so he will not become a New Orleans Saint, at least via trade. Now, he will be released on the 15th. He'll be released in a couple days because he can veto every single trade, potential trade that the Raiders want to potentially execute. So the Raiders are stuck. The Raiders are absolutely stuck. He won't go to New Orleans, so it's off. It's off. He explored his opportunities. He wanted to test his trade value, his market in the trade value realm, and they weren't going to offer him what he wanted. Now he goes to become a free agent. because he's getting released on the 15th. They have to release him on the 15th because it cost them $40 million to keep him. So they release him on the 15th, and he gets to go try out and land a starting gig in Miami, the Raiders, the Jets, the Bucks. He might still visit the Saints. It would be an ironic situation if the Saints and him just said, look, we'll sign you. We don't want to give up draft capital, whatever. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. He could end up being a Saint anyway. This could be a behind-the-scenes type of situation that we have no idea what's really going on. But I believe Derek Carr will be on one of these 4 teams right here. Miami would be great, although we'd rather have Lamar. Lamar could get franchise tagged. This is going to be a phenomenal 2023 NFL offseason. So get ready. Buckle up. It's going to be an absolute amazing year. Okay, absolutely amazing year. What else we got? Phone lines are open. Dial in. Block numbers get blocked. So if you block your number, you get blocked. If you're going to call in and mess around, and you're going to find out. So dial in with your number, and I will throw you on the show. You try and dial in blocked or anonymously and try and troll, you'll get blocked, and I won't even answer your call. So you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time. I'll block you, and you'll just dial forever. You'll just dial forever and waste your entire life. This message is from Nigel. Nigel dropping a super chat. Let's go. Oh, I already read that one. Thank you, Nigel, for the super, my guy. Thank you, Will, for the super. And let's see here. Wait, Smitty, we need to do the Grindhouse giveaway. We do. Let me go to the Grindhouse most recent post, and we will pick a winner right now. Right now, doing it live. The newest winner is going to be Mealy. Mealy, send me a message on send me a DM. You have won. I will try and send you a DM as well, but you have won the Grindhouse giveaway. Appreciate you very much. And that puts a wrap on that. Thank you so much for all of you guys that entered and tried to get into a Grindhouse hoodie. So appreciate you. Let's see here. We got, what do we got? We got Ada. Ada says, win one. You didn't win one, Ada, but we'll be doing more of them, so don't worry. I didn't see yours, by the way. I don't know if you tagged me properly or whatever. I was looking for it. I didn't see it. But I went through them all. I picked up random. I picked people that made comments. Like the exact instructions I gave, I followed that to a T. And Mealy did a good job. Mealy's been trying. Mealy tagged 3 people. Mealy liked the post. Mealy's following Grindhouse. So congratulations, Mealy, and appreciate all the support all the time. Let's do a couple more phone calls. Phone lines are open. Dial into the show. The phone number.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Show. Hey, I appreciate all the badges, guys. Let's see here. I gotta thank everybody on IG. Hey, I appreciate you guys for dropping a badge. Thank you very much. All right, I'll put that on there. All right, who's dialing in? Who's dialing in? A couple questions. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. Your boy Smitty. Goes live every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching this and you're new to the channel, a lot of people find the channel and they keep watching, but they need to hit that subscribe button to help the channel out. Hit the thumb up button on your way in here or on your way out. And know that I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm also live whenever news breaks. I'm also live traditionally Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight. So jump into any of the live streams at night, pretty much every other night at midnight, and live whenever news breaks, and live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you hit me there. Go ahead, dial in. One more phone call before we end the show. One more phone call. Let's go. Got to go to bed. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. One more phone call. Dial in. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the first person to call in. Let's go. One more dial in, and then we're gone. Thank you for subscribing. Joe, new to the building. Joe to the moon.
To the moon.
Joe's the man. Thank you, Joe. Joe just subscribed. Let's put Joe on here. Joe to the moon. Missed a call on Juju in the first half. Blatant PI, third down call back, KCTD. But the refs beat the Eagles. I hear you. Can't wait to draft the exposed Jalen Hurts. Kyle, you are live on the Fantasy Football Show. My guy, what can I do for you?
Hey, I wasn't going to call in because I actually have a Dynasty question.
Okay.
It's a keeper league. I have Lamb, St. Brown, AJB, Hurts.
Hold on. Let me write this down because you're spitting them off, and I want to make sure I get it right. So, you said Lamb.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pause you in the back. I'm sorry. There you go.
Okay.
AJB,
Okay.
St. Brown,
All right.
Hurts, Walker, and Barkley. Skywalker and
Okay.
Barkley.
All right.
I need to keep 3.
That's tough, bro. So is it 6 points per TD pass?
Yeah. Yes.
That puts Hurts in the game, whereas it wouldn't necessarily because you could just maybe redraft him. But I'd say Walker for sure. Man, I mean, what is the likelihood that you're going to be able to draft Hurts, Burrow, Josh Allen, or one of the big 4 quarterbacks? What is the likelihood you're like? Do you know your pick? Is there a high likelihood that those 4 quarterbacks, the other three won't be kept, and you'll have a shot at one?
I will pick last because I won.
Okay.
And it depends on who others keep, obviously. I would assume a couple of quarterbacks, Josh Allen, would probably be kept.
Do you think you'll land one, though? You think it's a really good shot you'll land one?
Hurts or Burrow, possibly.
If you think you can pull it off, I would probably retain. It'd probably be Lamb. I'd either go Lamb and AJB, or I mean, I like St. Brown a lot, but Jameson could turn it on and have a really decent year too, and they could take away from each other. Like Barkley and Lamb and Walker would be fantastic. Walker, AJ Brown, and Lamb would be fantastic, but I also, very much feel like that is a safe way to go. Lamb, Hurts, Walker. Wouldn't have a problem with that at all. It's just a matter of if you believe you can get Hurts in round 4. I just don't know if you're going to wait through that entire round. I don't know if you could trade up as well. I don't know if you could trade. Can you trade one of these players like AJ Brown or Barkley to move your last pick up to the number 1 pick or the number 3 pick?
I could.
Do that, bro. Give someone their choice. Hold Walker, and offer anybody else. AJ Brown, Lamb, Barkley. Let them choose and move your 12 pick up to like 1, 2, or 3, and then you can keep 3 and draft one of the quarterbacks, and then boom. That's how you win, bro. That's a total manipulation of the situation, and you just crush it.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. I actually traded Eckler last season and pulled Barkley and AJB from that trade because I got Barkley plus a pick. So
yeah.
People might not want to trade with me this year.
Yeah, I hear you. But there's also there's also people though that are going to be desperate to have a good keeper because there's nothing that's more crappy feeling than going into a dynasty league or a keeper league or whatever and you don't have good players. So if somebody's like literally choosing somebody that's not great and they've got to keep 3 and they have this garbage player, like you say, look, you're still going to get a great player at 12. You're not asking them to move down to the 3rd round. You're saying, hey, give me your 12 or give me your 3. I'll give you my 12. It's not a big deal. You get Barkley. I'm giving you Barkley. Like, in a sense, you find the right team at 1, 2, or 3 because they're a bad team, right? Because they lost. They're second to last or third to last, whatever. So they could easily use a Barkley. Barkley's an amazing keeper. He's not losing around. Like, just make sure you emphasize you're not losing around. You're keeping your first rounder. We're just moving it down, and you get Barkley. It's a no-brainer for the other person, and it's a great trade for you.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Thank you, Smitty.
All right, man. Later.
Yep, later.
Yeah, in a 6-point, and Kyle, I don't know, Kyle, if you're still listening, but in a 6-point per touchdown league, and Hurts is going to throw more next year as he gets better and better. this is such a big advantage. And quarterbacks are already going to go in round 2 in a 6-point per TD passing league, and he runs for touchdowns. He could run for 1,000 yards. Hurts is a fantastic second-round player in general. So keeping him as your third player is like him being a third-rounder, and that's amazing. So congrats. Let's end it on this note. Congrats to the Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Kind of a crappy way to watch it end. I don't care what Bradbury or anybody says. That was a pathetic ending to a very, very amazing game. And hats off to the Chiefs. Great job. Appreciate you all. Subscribe if you're new. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm live 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday, which means I will be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for you. I work for you. I'll be live whenever news breaks, so that means if tomorrow something's crazy goes down, I'm going to be live. Pretty much every other midnight Eastern. Subject to change a little bit in the off season. Appreciate you all. I will see you on the flip side. Take it easy. Thank you for everybody that super chatted, everybody that commented, everybody that called. Congrats to all the Chief fans out there. Nice win. Appreciate you. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football. Woo! You know...